Hello students, standard 7th. Today we are going to start the revision in physics, chapter number 15, light. Now everybody is familiar with a ray of light and beam of light. If there is a hole in your roof or somewhere, a small lining you will see of the light, and if there is a big hole you will see the more light. Means so many rays together, so that is the bundle of ray is known as the beam of light. We are familiar with light, that light is also one type of energy which produces the sensation of vision in our eyes. We saw that because of the light we can see the different beautiful things around us. If we talk about the beam of light, we can see the beam of light when the torch is on, or from the headlights of the scooters, engines, cars, etc. So now we also learn in standard 6th about the light, that how the light travels. Generally, we know that the light travels in a straight line, or we can say it is a rectilinear path of its traveling. So, it means that light travels in a straight line. We have performed that activity in standard 6th, that you can write down here. What we have to take? We have to take a lighted candle and a straight pipe. Now we have to put a lighted candle, and from the straight pipe try to look the flame of the candle from the other side of the pipe, keeping the one side towards the candle. Then notice that you will be able to see the flame through the pipe. Now what we have to do, that bend the pipe a little, and then again try to look at it as shown in the figure here. You can see the difference. Here it is a straight, here it is the bent pipe. Now what will happen when you try to look at the flame from the bent pipe? Will you be able to see the flame? Obviously no. It means that this activity shows that the light travels in a straight path only. So when it enters the bent pipe, it will travel a little, and when there is a bent part, it will stop. It won't be able to bend and go through that bent pipe, and therefore we are not able to see the flame. So that is the thing we have to learn about it, that light travels along a straight line only. Now, what happens to the light when it falls on a shiny or a highly polished surface? Generally, what happens that If we throw the light on the polished surface, then what happens? It will change its direction. Generally, you can use a stainless steel plate which is very new, shiny, or you can take a mirror or a clean water. These highly polished surfaces act as a mirror. So, what happens when light falls on a mirror? You can do an activity in a dark room also. That mirror changes the direction of light that falls on it, and that is known as the reflection of light. So what we have to do is that go in a dark room with a torch and a mirror on with you. Now from the torch throw a beam of light on the mirror at an angle. Then what will you observe? You will observe that after falling, the light will change the direction and you will get a spot on the opposite wall. Or if you hold a piece of cardboard, then you will see the spotted light on that object. It means that is the reflection of light. So when light falls on a shiny object like a mirror, shiny surface or highly polished, then that highly polished surfaces act like a mirror and they change the direction of the light, and that phenomena is known as the reflection of light. Now, maybe in your childhood you heard a story about a clever rabbit. It is a story in Panchatantra in which the lion, which is the king of the forest, now when the lion was young, he used to kill the animals and eat them. But now as the lion gets older, he does not have strength to run behind the animals and killing them for their food. So now, according to the story, he made a rule. He made a meeting and tell everybody that every day one of the animals must send one person for his food in his den. He was staying in a den. Den means gufa. So now, one by one, everybody must have to send at a particular time for the food. Now, one day there was a turn of rabbit. Rabbit was very clever. He decided that today I am not gonna get eaten by the king. I will make him full, and then all of us also will be saved by getting eaten. Then what did he do? He purposely went late there. And the lion was hungry. He was very, very angry. He was waiting for rabbit. So he shouted on him, "Why you are late? Don't you know I am very hungry?" Then the rabbit said, "My lord, I was on my way on my particular time, but on the way and another lion was there. And he told me that I am the king of the forest. But then we had a argument that you can't be a king because our king is sitting in the den. And then the lion was very angry. He said, how can there are two kings in a forest? Let me see. So he took the lion nearby a well. In well, then the rabbit told the king that the lion is hiding in this well. Then what happened? The lion peeped into the well. Now what happened? When he peeped in the well, as shown in the figure here, you can see that he can observe only his own image by the reflection of light. So now he thought that yes, there is another lion, and he shouted on it. Then due to the echo, he heard the sound back. Then he wanted to kill him, so he jumped into the well, and then he died, and the clever rabbit was saved. So that was the reflection of light by which the rabbit made the lion full, and the lion was killed. So now, reflection of light, we have to understand first about that what is a mirror, the highly polished surface. Now, state the characteristics of the image formed by a plane mirror. Generally, in a plane mirror, the image is erect. It means that if you put the object like that, then you will get the same type of image, erect, not the inverted. So first characteristic is that the image formed by plane mirror is erect. Second thing, if you notice that what is the size of the image, when you stand in front of mirror, you can see the image in the mirror. What is the size of it? Same size of you or smaller or bigger than you? Obviously it is the same size. Means the size of the image is same as the size of the object. Third thing you notice that when you stand in front of mirror, then what is the distance of your image from the mirror at the back of the mirror? If you go closer to the mirror, if you go far to the mirror, if you touch the mirror, then what is the distance of the image that you see in your mirror? It will be at the same distance. So the distance of image is same as the distance of object from the mirror. And one last thing you observe, that your image is laterally inverted. That is the last characteristic, is that it is laterally inverted. Means lateral inversion can be observed. So now what is this lateral inversion? If you notice properly, or you can make an activity that stand in front of mirror and hold your left ear with your left hand and look in the mirror. It seems like that your image has right ear touched by the right hand. Similarly, if you raise your right hand in the mirror, in front of mirror, then you will see that the image has left hand raised. It means that the left and right side are changed. Left side of our body seems to be the right side of the image, and right side of the body seems to be the left side in the image. This is known as lateral inversion. So that is the things we learn about it. Which are the characteristics? First, as I told you, the image is erect. Second thing, image is same size of the object. The distance of image from the mirror is same as the distance of the object. And the last thing is that image is laterally inverted. So that are the characteristics and what is the lateral inversion in plane mirror. Now, if you have seen an ambulance, on the ambulance, the word ambulance is not written in the particular way like that, but generally it is written in the other way. Why? Because we know that ambulance has an emergency. Why? Because generally it is taking the sick person who have very emergency. So it is our priority to give them sight so that as soon as they can reach the hospital and save that patient. So now what happens? When the driver of vehicle which is ahead of the ambulance, then in the rear view mirror he can see the word ambulance which is written on that one, but due to the lateral inversion he will read particularly like that. But if it is like that on the ambulance, he would be able to read like that and he won't be able to read particularly. And therefore on the ambulance always the word is written like that, inverted, so that the persons who are in front, they can read the word ambulance and they can give sight to the ambulance and let them go. So for that reason the word ambulance is written in this manner. So we have discussed all the questions in the assignment. Will be followed by the PDF here, and you have to write down their answers as an assignment. And any confusion, write down in the comment section. Thank you very much.